Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade, welcoming Missy, Jase, and Mia Robertson to Behind the Velvet Rope. Make sure to check out their wonderful new book, Blessed, Blessed, Blessed. They are blessed, and it's an incredible story of using faith to turn negative into positive. Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade. I want to get into a whole joyous conversation now. We just spent the last 5 minutes talking about dog funerals, and yet your book is called Blessed, Blessed, Blessed. So we're going to talk about Blessed. Mia, so great to have you. I've had the whole family in here but you, Jase, Missy. So great to see you guys.
Thank you.
And congratulations on the new book. Really inspiring stuff. Talk about, obviously, the trials and tribulations of stuff that you had to go through medically and as a family and all this stuff. So talk to me about writing this book, and she's a huge part of it.
Definitely. No one really expects to have trials in their life. No one chooses to have trials in their life. But because of the circumstances surrounding Mia, because of the procedures that she's gone through, because of the resiliency of her character, we feel very blessed because of these trials. And I know sometimes that sounds like, what are you talking about? Most people don't really understand that haven't been through something that's tough. But if you can make it through like we have with our faith and with our endurance, like Mia has done, we come out way blessed on the other side.
Yeah. Mia, you're a warrior. You believe in God, man. It's incredible. I'm very faith driven as well. Talk to me about how God has helped you with your own life.
Well, because he lets me do all this stuff to tell people about God, and he lets us travel to people and do stuff like this, and with our show and stuff. When we get to tell other people that some people say they're having a hard time, and then they saw the show, and then they found back God and stuff.
Has that helped for you guys as well? Because obviously the show has touched millions of people. When people see your faith, talk to me about the feedback that you get.
Well, I mean, in the TV world, there are very few shows that are family friendly that you can sit down and watch from age 3 or 4 all the way to grandparents. And so that's kind of been fuel to our fire on what we do. I mean, if it was up to me, I just would make duck calls and stay in the woods. I'm not really into the having a TV show. But once I realized how many people it was touching, especially in the world of like Mia, kids who spend a lot of time in the hospital, and kids with cancer and different things, they're sitting there wanting a relief from what they're going through. They see our show on, and their parents are like, "Yeah, watch this," and they begin to chuckle and laugh. And so there's something there that makes me feel pretty good about what we do.
The book is called Blessed, Blessed, Blessed. And one of the things I love is, and your family has an incredible habit of this, you can take negatives and really use them for positives. And that's a lot of what this book is about. Talk to me about how you guys are able to do that.
Well, we've learned just growing older in age and also going through trials, this life is really not about us. It's about God using us to further his kingdom and his plans. And I feel very blessed to be a part of that. Now, at the very beginning, being diagnosed with Mia's condition of cleft lip and cleft palate, I didn't feel that way. I didn't really want to be chosen to be used in a greater way for him because I didn't want to go through the pain. I didn't want to go through the heartache and the disappointment. I was like, let someone else do that. My life is easy. I just want to stay easy. But God didn't want that. He called me to a greater purpose. So having to go through more of a grieving process and figure out, okay, I'm sad about this, but that was before she was born. Once I saw her face, once I realized this is a live human being, she has a personality, she has wonderful characteristics, and she's my daughter. So, yeah, I'm not going to trade this for anything else in the world. Once I realized that's part of his plan, okay, I'm good for it.
I need a high five on that.
Yeah, I mean, when she was, when she was born, it wasn't the same mood as with our first 2 kids. I mean, because we were excited, but we knew she was going to have some issues and some problems. So it was tense. And when she came out, I realized that it was a severe case, of cleft lip and palate. And then all of a sudden, she starts having trouble breathing, and the delivery room just turned into chaos. And now all of a sudden I'm sitting here thinking, I've been worried about me and what's she going to look like, and her life's in danger. And from that moment on, I said, I just want her to live, and I'm not going to worry about the superficial physical side of this, or how I feel about it. So that was like a life-changing light bulb moment for me. And ever since then, I said, you know what, this is the hand we're dealt. I'm going to be there each step of the way. And she's really taught me more, I believe, than I've taught her in about overcoming adversity.
That's the usual move.
Yeah. I mean, because she says things all the time. She's had all these surgeries, and she's like, I don't know why people keep talking about my problems and struggles. I don't have any problems, people. And she'll say stuff like that. I'm like, Mia, you do. You just overcome them, and then you forget about them and move on. But it's really been an inspiration. So we try to be unselfish. I think that's the root of righteousness. So and you try to use your story to help families and kids that's going through the same thing.
And she's taught us also to look in between the hard times. Like, that's why she thinks that way, because she's ready to get back to her life of gymnastics and piano playing and playing with her friends. Well, I'm thinking, what's in the future? What's ahead? What else is going to change her life? Just step back and enjoy the good times and the moments in between, because she is.
Yeah, she's taught us that. I mean, we that's what we do. The surgery, we cry, we feel bad, we support her, but then when it's over, that's it. It's time for vacation.
Yeah.
You guys have started doing philanthropic work around this as well, which I think is pretty awesome. Talk to me about that.
Yeah.
The Mia Moo Fund, we started that last year surrounding the Duck Dynasty episode called Stand By Mia. There was a lot of encouragement and support that we received from that episode. It showed her having bone graft surgery and just our family coming together in support of her. And we got a lot of encouragement from that. And we realized we can really put a beautiful face to this cause. And we tried to do that with Mia Moo Fund. And we also remembered how hard it was when we didn't have anything left over at the end of the month. When we were working, having paycheck to paycheck, and then be diagnosed with a child that needs advanced medical care, knowing that's going to be advanced medical bills too, and not
expensive.
Knowing how we're going to pay for that. So there's so many great organizations that help children in third world countries and across the oceans, but there's not a whole lot happening here, we realized. And so we want to be a face for those people who are doing it right. They're working hard. They have insurance. But insurance does not pay, everything that needs to be paid. And we found out after her first 3 surgeries, the first year of her life, we were in debt $12,000. And that was after insurance. So just knowing that was such a stressful time in our life to have to pay that off, we want to try to alleviate that for some families here.
When you look at, and I always struggle with this internally myself. Obviously, it's easy to say, hey, I believe in God. God will guide me, all that good stuff. But when you hit a moment like that, does your faith get tested? Do you ever think, wow, what's really going on here?
Oh yeah, that was our first response. I thought, wait a minute. And really that's the title of her book. We're like, we're blessed, and then all of a sudden we hesitated because we're like, why is this happening? And I think it's normal. I mean, we basically became pretty selfish though about it, because you're asking why me, why is this happening? I've done, most things right. I mean, we're trying to do what's right. And at some point you realize that's not a good way to look. And we started saying, why not us? And like I said, when she was born having issues, I said, I'm never going to think that way again. I mean, we need to just realize what we have. She's alive, and she's going to be great, and we're going to be there to try to help her. I mean, and that's it. We're going to use this to help other people. So I'm telling you, when you get the focus off of you, good things start happening. So,
you having fun with the TV show?
Like which one? Like Duck Dynasty?
Duck Dynasty.
Oh, okay.
You're a reality star. You're a TV star. Do you have fun with it?
Yeah, sometimes, but it gets really tiring sometimes.
Tell me about it. How tiring is it?
Well, like, people only see 30 minutes, and we have to do like a whole scene, and then like it takes like an hour, and they say, "Oh, that was perfect, but let's just do it again. Let's just do this line." But then they end up doing the whole thing over again, and then like so we have like a Halloween episode or a Christmas episode, and we have to get up at like 8 something and be there at like 9, and then we end at like 9 o'clock at night.
All right, so you got to tell me, what is it like being at school knowing you're on TV? How do the kids treat you? Are you like famous?
No, not really. Just some of the people ask me like questions like, "Is your dad Jase?" or like they're like, "Where do you live?" or some stuff, and I say I'm just not allowed to give that information. I just say who my dad is and who my brothers are. That's usually like, "Is your brother John Luke or Reed or Cole?" And I just tell them who my brothers are, and that's pretty much it.
Have you now, like growing up, do you want to do TV? Is this something that you think you want to do? What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to act.
I love you guys are. Get ready. So, with all of this being said, when you look back, it's never easy to say that something that's a negative is a good thing. But one of the things is that I take away from you guys is you really have turned this into a positive. Is that how you've treated your whole life? Anything that approaches that's a negative is a positive?
Definitely with this, because it would be so easy to just internalize all of this and be sad and have self-pity and just kind of form a cocoon around our family with this. But we realized, again, this is not about us. And so we want to bless other people with this condition, that have this condition, because there is a stigma involved in this, and it's not talked about very often. We feel like we've got a handle on it because of our faith in God and our commitment to each other and our commitment to finding the best possible care for Mia. And we just want to be able to share our knowledge with other people, because we didn't know anything when this happened, and we would have loved to have someone share that knowledge with us. So we just want to be a blessing as much as we possibly can to help other people with this.
How does the show change your lives? Like, it's crazy. I mean, it's like millions of people. Does it ever get normal?
Not really. I think if we, if I shaved and got a haircut, I could live a normal life. But, it's a good problem. And I never want to be griping about, people supporting what we do. And so, you get through it. I mean, I don't go to the grocery store if I'm in a hurry, because I'm not going to be rude. So if I go to the grocery store, I'm probably going to meet and greet.
Does it still go on? Does the fan reaction still?
Well, you just, everybody you see, they want to talk.
They see the beard man and it's over.
Oh, they're like, "Man, I saw you the other night," and they're watching reruns. I'm like, "Man, that happened 3 years ago." Dude. I'm just like, "Oh, really?" It's like, yeah. So, I mean, you just get through it. But, I mean, it's really fine. I mean,
what's great about filming is what we film at home. We film at our house, the house that we lived in before Duck Dynasty came along. The kids are in the same school. We have the same church family that we did before. So, like Mia said, when new kids come, they ask her questions. But the kids that have been her friends for the past 5, 6, 7 years, they don't care. And that's what's so great about where we are filming, where the kids are growing up. Nothing really has changed for them, and that's been a lot of effort on our part. We want to keep the same for them, because that's how they're grounded. So yes, a lot has changed, but a lot has stayed the same.
Yeah, that's right. The only thing that's changed is that more people notice this. I mean, we all have the same houses. We're not a materialistic family, maybe except Willie. He's got like 10 vehicles. I'm like, you can only drive one. But he's always been that way. And so
show or no show.
That's it. I mean, he got a camouflage little
BMW.
Camouflage car, and I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
He's got this car, and it's like only 3 in the world. Yeah. And it's like a little BMW, and you like. It's really cool, but it's really cool to get inside, because like the doors, the handles at the bottom, and then you like pull it up, and you can just get in there.
Night Rider.
One of these days, I got to take a trip down to West Monroe. The family's offered, and I'm like, I'll go hunting with you guys. I'll never come back. Like, you'll be like, at dinner's being served, like, where's that goofy guy? Like, what happened to him? Meanwhile, I'm like being eaten alive by wolves or something.
Look, it's worth it for the food.
That's right.
I'm gonna tell you, I've been all over the world, but I've never eat as good as we do.
We've had some great meals here in New York City, but we are ready to get home to etouffee and blackened shrimp and all that right from our kitchen.
Yeah.
I'm canceling the rest of my week. I'm on the play with you guys. Guys, congratulations to all three of you on this wonderful book. I really love your family, and I really love how you guys use faith to turn negative to positive. I'm a huge believer in that. So congratulations on, again, continuing to being able to share your story.
Thank